Readers or audiences of various media content need to be aware of different types of biases that may affect the factuality of the information being delivered through that media content. Bias is a prejudice that can be against or in favor of a group, person, and thing when compared with another. Biasness can affect someone's opinion on a topic that may not have any factuality or validity. However, the person's opinion will lean towards that side of their prejudice. The article Medical Marijuana Causes Cancer by Cliff Kincaid seems to be written with the biasness that marijuana has no medical properties and is actually very bad for you. The article states that medical marijuana is a fraud created by lobbyists who wanted to make marijuana legal. The article goes into saying it became apparent that they liked marijuana for the high it gave them, not because of any perceived medical value. The article was written based off a study conducted by a team of scientists at Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham, England. The study was led by Dr. Sarah Noodle and took blood samples that allowed for lung functions to be measured. The study, as the article stated, found that specifically smoking marijuana or cannabis will deplete antioxidants levels in your lungs that protect the lungs. The antioxidants protect your lungs from damage that can lead to cancer-forming cells. Now, the article is very biased and partisan. Partisan meaning a strong supporter of a person, cause, or a party. The article is partisan because the author is fighting for anti-marijuana parties. Kincaid could have a mindset that simply will not accept that marijuana could have medical properties. The article is biased because it takes the findings of that study that shows that specifically smoking marijuana can in fact have carcinogenic properties in the lungs. What the article and the study do not go into are that the properties in marijuana, more so in certain strains over others, actually in fact have anti-carcinogenic properties within them. Yes, smoking marijuana is bad for your lungs, but it is still beneficial for other bodily functions. The article does not talk about how other case studies in America in which patients ingested marijuana in other forms other than smoking the marijuana, such as eating it or rubbing it in topically. These studies showed that marijuana actually cured that patient's cancer and did not have any harmful effects on the body, specifically those that would be caused from smoking marijuana because the patient simply ingested it in another form. It is not factual for this article to claim that medical marijuana is a fraud and marijuana has no medical benefits. It is factual that smoking the marijuana can have carcinogenic properties for the lungs specifically. In order to sift through the lies and misleading information in media content, the audience must be able to understand what is actually true statements in media content, if any at all do exist. In the article by Cliff Kincaid about marijuana, there is a lot of misleading and false information, such as the example that medical marijuana is a fraud and has no medical benefits. What is factual in the article is that smoking marijuana can in fact be very much so harmful to that person's lungs. The study by Dr. Sarah Newdall simply looked at, is smoking marijuana dangerous to the lungs? The study did not look at if the plant had any medical benefits at all. For example, take any prescription drug on the market, specifically controlled substances. They are considered medically beneficial to the patient, but when a person reads the risks associated with that drug, there can be a laundry list of potentially dangerous and life-threatening risks associated with that drug. In many prescription drugs, a side effect could be death, yet these drugs are considered medically beneficial and are still legal. A great way to identify sources of biasness is to understand the political and social viewpoints of the author of the mass media content, as well as the viewpoints and goals of the company that author works for, and the organization, and the parent organization, if any that at all do exist, owned by that company.